Okay. Today, I'd like to talk about how a lot of people get caught up in the outside world. And that's where the deception begins. The ancients knew that everything they could see outside of themselves wasn't real, and therefore everything in their waking life had just as much value as what could be seen in a dream. And they also understood that all images and illusions had the same value, whether they were considered a good or a bad thing. They were just that, an illusion. And we're playing into it by identifying things outside of ourselves having power. You know, we're waking up to this whole narcissist empath relationship dynamic. And the reason that we're waking up to that is because we need to play that out on the larger stage to take our power back, which it's always been inside of us, but we've always been giving our power to the illusions around us. Because everything that you're seeing is inside, and it's easy to say, and we hear it and we think that we know it, but we don't live it. We don't remember it when it's really important. Your consciousness trumps everything, but the consciousness within the heart is the seat of your power. That is your God spark. That's what connects you to everything. There's all this, there's so many different ideas on spirituality, and you know, if you don't do this right, then you'll go to the wrong universe, or please let the government and establishment let us have the healing, the true healing and the medicine. And again, we're trying to grab for things that are outside of ourselves. And if you truly knew the power that lies within going in your heart, that is how entire universes and worlds are created. That's how this was created, and it's all in there. And your ticket to another universe is right there. That's your vehicle to get there. And we have severely forgotten this. You can make any change you want by completely going inside of the heart. And the people that we identify as sociopaths, psychopaths, they've been tricked as well, because they think that they have to steal, lie, and angle things in order to get what they want, because they're living from the outside in. And I had a realization last night that I think the introduction of hard drugs predominantly started in the 60s and the 70s, and we're seeing the end result of what happens when you form addictions and then continue to procreate, because it actually conditions the mind to look for something outside of itself to survive and to feel okay. And then that becomes a genetic memory that gets passed down. So if you're working within lines that haven't dealt with their own addictions, it's quite possible that this is getting passed on to offspring, and then these children find it harder to get into their hearts because they have this signaling that something outside of them needs to be achieved for survival. They need something outside of themselves. Their brain is telling them that so that they can survive. That's survival's built in. And that is the signature of these narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, the people that are trying to control everyone in the world. And the idea is that they have to angle the truth on everyone because they need to trick they need to have control over all resources because they feel that things outside of themselves are the only thing that are going to sustain them. And then this addiction problem is being passed down to the next generation. So that's something too that I want to address because I don't really feel that parents have the correct tools. Whenever a kid behaves badly, it's always a reflection of the parents. And, you know, it can be because we just talked about what drugs do to the brain signatures that can be passed on. But if you've taken on a challenging bloodline, or if you've put yourself in the path of a challenging bloodline by procreating with one, parents aren't given the tools because it's always a reflection of the parent, the child's behavior. But what if the brain thinks that survival is built on getting, for kids it's ultimately sugar, or kids can be addicted to screen time. What if that is the most important thing for the child? So they're not going to say the most important thing is doing the right thing and feeling empathy and making a decision within the heart to treat others how they want to be treated. The most important thing is angling the competition for resources and achieving the end result of getting the thing that the brain needs. So I think that we need to pause on that and really think about that and realize that no, it's we really need to lead the way for a new idea of parenting to clean up the messes of brain trauma, psychological trauma, the trauma of living within a false hologram of generation after generation giving their power away to the triangulation of psychopaths.